Have you ever felt that someone around you wasn't entirely sincere? That their warm smile and kind words were just a well-crafted mask hiding envy or deceit? In a world where people don't always express their true feelings, it's not always easy to distinguish genuine support from concealed resentment. Picture this. You've just achieved something significant, a promotion at work, a personal milestone, or a long-awaited success. People around you seem thrilled, offering congratulatory words and pats on the back. But deep inside, you sense that something is off. Some smiles don't quite reach the eyes, and a few compliments sound a little too forced. Could it be that among the cheers, someone is quietly resenting your success? Envy and deception are subtle but powerful forces that can erode trust and relationships. They often come disguised as friendship, making them difficult to detect until damage has already been done. However, by understanding the fundamental principles of Stoic philosophy, we can develop a keen awareness of these hidden emotions and protect our peace of mind. The ancient Stoics, including Marcus Aurelius and Seneca, believed that true wisdom comes from observing people's actions rather than just their words. By learning to recognize certain patterns of behavior, you can safeguard yourself from toxic relationships while cultivating meaningful and sincere connections. In this video, we'll explore 10 clear signs that someone might be envious or deceitful, all through the lens of Stoic wisdom. These timeless principles have helped people for thousands of years, and today they can empower you to build a life filled with integrity, wisdom, and inner peace. Let's dive in. 1. Observe actions, not words. One of the core principles of Stoic philosophy is simple yet profoundly wise. Do not trust words, trust actions. Words are easy to manipulate. People can say all the right things, offer endless praise, or make promises that sound convincing. But when the moment of truth arrives, their actions, or lack thereof, reveal their true nature. Think about the people in your life. Have you ever known someone who always speaks highly of you, but when you truly needed support, they were nowhere to be found? Perhaps they promised to help you move, assist you with a project, or be there during a difficult time. Yet when the moment came, they suddenly became too busy or disappeared without explanation. These inconsistencies between words and actions are telltale signs of insincerity. The power of actions over words. The Stoics believed that a person's actions are the clearest reflection of their values and character. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." This quote reminds us that people who are truly kind, honest, and supportive don't need to say it. They simply live by it. Their actions naturally demonstrate their integrity. In contrast, those who only talk about goodness but fail to act accordingly reveal a deep contradiction within themselves. Everyday examples of insincerity. Let's say you have a friend or colleague who constantly showers you with compliments. They tell you how much they admire you, how talented or hardworking you are. But when an opportunity arises where they could vouch for you, recommend you for a promotion, or support your work, they remain silent, or worse, they subtly undermine you behind your back. Another example is in social relationships. Some people present themselves as loyal and caring friends, but only reach out when they need something. When things are going well for them, they might be warm and engaging, but when you are struggling, they distance themselves, offering only empty words instead of meaningful support. The Stoics teach us to observe patterns rather than isolated incidents. If someone acts inconsistently just once, it might not mean much. But if you see repeated patterns of broken promises, empty words, and inaction, it's a clear sign that their words cannot be trusted. To protect your peace of mind, surround yourself with people whose actions align with their words. In doing so, you will cultivate a circle of genuine, reliable individuals who uplift and support you, not just in words, but through meaningful actions. 2. How they react to your success. Imagine this. You've just received great news, a long-awaited promotion, a major personal achievement, or even something as simple as successfully completing a big project. You're excited, and naturally, you want to share your joy with the people around you. Some respond with genuine happiness, offering heartfelt congratulations and sharing in your excitement. But then, there are others, those who seem a little too restrained, their words of praise sounding just a bit hollow. Perhaps you've noticed it before. Instead of celebrating with you, they downplay your success. "Oh, that's nice, but it's not that big of a deal." Or, "Well, anyone could have done that if they had the right connections." Maybe they even offer a backhanded compliment. "I'm surprised you managed to pull that off. I wouldn't have expected that from you." This isn't just a coincidence. It's a subtle but powerful indicator of envy, genuine joy versus concealed resentment. A sincere person doesn't see your success as a threat. They understand that someone else's victory doesn't take away from their own. Instead, they celebrate with you, knowing that life isn't a competition but a journey where we can all grow and achieve in our own time. But for those harboring jealousy, your success serves as a mirror reflecting their own insecurities. Rather than recognizing their own areas for improvement, they choose to diminish or undermine your accomplishments to make themselves feel better. Subtle signs of envy. Envy is rarely loud. It thrives in the shadows. Some people won't openly criticize your achievements, but their behavior will reveal their discomfort. They suddenly become distant or change the subject when you talk about your success. They make sarcastic or dismissive comments, subtly undermining your accomplishment. They try to redirect attention to themselves, saying something like, "That's great, but let me tell you what happened to me recently." They focus on pointing out flaws in your success rather than celebrating it. Yeah, but was it really that hard to do? The Stoics teach us that we cannot control how others react to us, only how we respond. Instead of being frustrated by envious individuals, we can recognize their behavior for what it is, a reflection of their own inner struggles. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." So what should you do when you encounter envy? Don't take it personally. Understand that their reaction is about them, not you. Surround yourself with people who truly celebrate your growth. And remember, your success is not something to hide or shrink down to make others comfortable. Keep striving forward and let their envy be their burden, not yours. 3. How they treat people who can't benefit them. Imagine you're at a restaurant with a group of friends. One of them is polite, even charming, when speaking with you and others at the table. But when the waiter arrives, their tone changes. Suddenly, they're dismissive, impatient, or outright rude. Maybe they barely acknowledge the server's presence, speaking with an air of superiority, as if the person taking their order is beneath them. This small yet telling moment reveals far more about their character than how they treat their friends, bosses, or people of influence. The measure of true character. A person's real nature is not reflected in how they behave toward those they admire or need, but in how they interact with those who hold no power over them. A genuinely kind and moral person treats everyone with respect, regardless of status. The Stoics believe that virtue isn't about impressing the powerful. It's about embodying consistent integrity in all situations. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, once said, "Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness." In contrast, those who only show kindness when there's something to gain reveal a transactional mindset, one where relationships are merely tools for personal advancement. Recognizing the pattern, watch for these red flags. Selective politeness. They are warm and engaging with those in authority, but dismissive or indifferent toward those they consider unimportant. Impatience with service workers. Do they snap at cashiers, act entitled with waiters, or ignore janitors? Changing personalities based on the audience. They're all smiles and charm in a professional setting, but condescending and arrogant elsewhere. The lesson here is simple. Observe, but do not be deceived by surface-level kindness. People who are only kind when it benefits them will likely show their true colors when you no longer serve their purpose. Instead, align yourself with those who respect everyone. Those who understand that true dignity isn't about power, but about the way we treat one another, no matter who they are. 4. Recognizing flattery versus genuine praise. Imagine walking into a room and being greeted with a flood of compliments. "You are absolutely brilliant. I've never met anyone as talented as you. Everything you do is amazing. You're just on another level." At first, it might feel nice to hear such high praise. After all, who doesn't enjoy being recognized? But then something feels off. The compliments don't seem to be tied to any specific actions or achievements. They're vague, exaggerated, and strangely excessive. This is not genuine appreciation. It's flattery, and more often than not, it comes with hidden motives. The difference between flattery and sincere praise. True praise is specific and meaningful. It acknowledges real effort and achievements. For example, a sincere person might say, "I really admire how much time you put into preparing that presentation. It was clear, engaging, and well thought out." Flattery, on the other hand, is vague, over the top, and often given too frequently. Instead of being about your actual actions, it's designed to influence you, win favor, or manipulate you into thinking positively about the person giving it. Why do people flatter? Flattery is often used as a tool for personal gain. People may flatter you because they want something from you, your support, your approval, or even just access to your influence and resources. The danger is that it can lower your defenses, making you more susceptible to manipulation. The Stoics warned against being swayed by external validation. Epictetus taught that we should value our own judgment above the opinions of others. If someone is excessively praising you, ask yourself, does this person have a reason to flatter me? Are they trying to gain my trust or influence my decisions? Do their words align with my real actions? Or are they just trying to make me feel good? Red flags of flattery. They excessively compliment you without clear reasoning. They agree with everything you say, even when you're wrong. They switch from flattery to coldness when they don't get what they want. Marcus Aurelius said, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinions than our own." Instead of seeking external approval, focus on your own values and self-respect. Recognize those who offer genuine encouragement and be wary of those who use flattery as a mask for manipulation. True friends and allies will celebrate your success honestly, not excessively. 5. Consistency in behavior. A true test of integrity. Have you ever met someone who seems like a different person depending on the situation? One moment, they're warm, kind, and supportive when speaking directly to you. But later you hear through the grapevine that they've been saying quite the opposite behind your back. This kind of inconsistency in behavior is a major red flag, revealing a lack of sincerity and integrity. Why consistency matters. A person with strong character maintains their values regardless of circumstances. Whether they are speaking with a close friend, a stranger, or an authority figure, their words and actions reflect a consistent set of principles. They do not shift their personality based on what benefits them most in the moment. On the other hand, those who lack integrity will alter their behavior depending on who they are with or what they stand to gain. They might flatter a boss while belittling colleagues or act friendly in person while spreading negativity in private. This kind of inconsistency is a clear sign that they care more about appearances than truth. Recognizing inconsistent behavior. Pay attention to patterns like, they say one thing and do another. A person who claims to value honesty but frequently lies is not trustworthy. They treat people differently based on status. Are they kind to those in power but dismissive toward those they consider less important? They shift their opinions depending on who is listening. If someone agrees with you but says the opposite when speaking with others, their words hold no real weight. Stoic wisdom teaches us to be consistent in our actions and words, not to seek approval by constantly adapting to others. Seneca reminds us that true virtue is steady and unshakable. If you encounter someone whose behavior changes like the wind, do not waste time trying to fix them. Instead, surround yourself with those whose words and actions align, people who remain steadfast in their values, no matter the situation. In the end, consistency is the strongest indicator of a person's true nature. 6. How they react to criticism. A window into their true character. Picture this. You're in a discussion with a colleague or a friend, and you offer them a gentle, constructive piece of advice. Maybe you notice an error in their work, or you suggest a better way of handling a situation. A person with integrity would pause, consider your words, and either thank you for your input or explain their perspective calmly. But what if instead they snap back defensively? Their expression hardens, their tone turns sharp, and they dismiss your words outright. Worse yet, they might twist the conversation to make you look like the problem, attacking your credibility or accusing you of being overly critical. This kind of reaction speaks volumes. The strength of those who accept criticism. Truly wise and emotionally strong individuals see feedback as an opportunity to grow. They understand that nobody is perfect and that constructive criticism is a gift, an external perspective that can help them improve. As Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic emperor, once said, "If anyone can prove and show to me that I think or act in error, I will gladly change, for I seek the truth by which no one was ever truly harmed." This mindset allows them to refine their character, make better decisions, and strengthen their relationships. The fragility of those who reject criticism. On the other hand, envious or deceitful individuals see criticism as a personal attack rather than an opportunity for self-improvement. Their ego is too fragile to acknowledge their own flaws, so they resort to the following defense mechanisms. Defensiveness. Instead of listening, they immediately argue or make excuses. Blame shifting. They redirect responsibility to someone else. "It wasn't my fault. It was because of XYZ. Retaliation. They attack the person giving the feedback. "Well, you're not perfect either." Passive aggressiveness. Instead of discussing the issue, they sulk, withdraw, or gossip about you later. The Stoics teach us to value truth over pride. When we receive criticism, we should examine it rationally. Is there truth in what's being said? Can we use this feedback to improve? Are we reacting emotionally instead of logically? Likewise, when we observe someone consistently reacting negatively to feedback, it's a warning sign. A person unwilling to accept their faults is not only difficult to trust, but also unlikely to grow. In life, surround yourself with those who embrace wisdom, not those who fear it. A person's reaction to criticism reveals their true strength or weakness of character. 7. Paying attention to subtle comparisons, a sign of hidden envy. Have you ever shared an achievement with someone only for them to respond with a comparison that seems to downplay your success? Instead of celebrating with you, they say something like, "That's great, but John did something even more impressive last year." "Well, I guess that's good, but have you heard about Sarah? She's already done that twice." At first glance, these comments may seem harmless, just casual conversation. But if you notice a pattern of someone constantly comparing you to others in a way that minimizes your accomplishments, it could be a sign of hidden envy and resentment. Why do people make unnecessary comparisons? The act of frequently comparing one person to another often stems from insecurity and jealousy. When someone feels threatened by your success, instead of expressing outright envy, they try to make you feel less special by shifting the focus elsewhere. People who are comfortable with themselves and their own journey don't feel the need to constantly measure others. They recognize that success is not a competition. There is room for everyone to grow and achieve in their own way. However, those who struggle with self-worth often attempt to level the playing field by subtly undermining others. By drawing comparisons, they reassure themselves that they are not falling behind, even if it means diminishing your moment of success. The Stoic perspective on comparisons. Stoic philosophy teaches us that the only person we should compare ourselves to is who we were yesterday. As Epictetus wisely said, "How long will you wait before you demand the best of yourself?" The goal is not to be better than others, but to be the best version of ourselves. When we understand this, we become less affected by external judgments and unnecessary comparisons. Recognizing toxic comparisons. Here are some signs that someone may be using comparisons to subtly express envy or resentment. They rarely acknowledge your success without bringing up someone else's. They often compare you to people in a way that diminishes your achievements. They frame their comments as helpful, but always leave you feeling less confident. How to handle this behavior. When faced with these types of comparisons, don't take the bait. Instead, respond with confidence and composure. If someone says, "That's good, but Bob did something even bigger," simply reply, "That's great for Bob, and I'm proud of what I accomplished too." If they habitually make comparisons, you may want to reevaluate the role they play in your life. Surround yourself with people who uplift you rather than those who subtly tear you down. At the end of the day, your journey is yours alone. No one else's achievements should define your own. Recognizing this truth is the key to maintaining inner peace and staying focused on personal growth. 8. How they react to failure, a reflection of their true nature. Failure is a universal experience. No one is immune to it. However, how a person responds to failure reveals more about their character than the failure itself. Some people see setbacks as opportunities to learn and grow, while others refuse to take responsibility, choosing instead to blame circumstances, bad luck, or even those around them. Imagine you're working on a team project. The deadline is missed, and instead of assessing what could have been done better, one of your teammates immediately shifts the blame. "It wasn't my fault. No one gave me the right instructions. The manager never liked me anyway. I would have succeeded if people had just listened to me." This kind of reaction is a major red flag. Instead of reflecting on what went wrong and how they might improve next time, they protect their ego at all costs, even if it means throwing others under the bus. The strength of those who accept failure. In contrast, truly strong individuals own their failures. They acknowledge mistakes, analyze what they could have done differently, and use the experience to become better. Instead of feeling ashamed of their setbacks, they embrace them as valuable lessons. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." A resilient person understands that failure is not an attack on their worth, but an opportunity for self-improvement. Recognizing toxic patterns. Be cautious of individuals who always blame others for their failures, make excuses instead of learning from mistakes, hold grudges against those who succeed while seeing themselves as victims. If you encounter someone who consistently refuses to take responsibility, do not get caught in their cycle of blame. Surround yourself with people who view challenges as stepping stones rather than obstacles. At the end of the day, failure is a teacher, but only for those willing to learn. 9. How they share personal information. A window into their authenticity. Have you ever met someone who seems almost too perfect? Every time they talk about themselves, it's as if their life is a highlight reel. Flawless accomplishments, effortless success, and not a single failure in sight. It's not that they've never faced setbacks, rather they carefully edit their stories to maintain an image of perfection. Now contrast that with someone who openly shares both their achievements and their struggles. They don't exaggerate their successes, nor do they shy away from admitting their failures. Instead, they treat challenges as learning experiences and are willing to discuss how they overcame difficulties. This is the mark of a truly honest and secure individual. The difference between genuine and deceptive storytelling. A person's openness or secrecy about their experiences can reveal their level of integrity. Here are key differences between how sincere people and deceitful individuals share information. Sincere individuals speak with humility about their accomplishments, openly admit past mistakes and failures, share insights and lessons they've learned along the way, see personal growth as more important than maintaining an image. Deceitful individuals exaggerate their achievements to impress others, avoid discussing failures to maintain an illusion of perfection, twist details to make themselves look better, might even fabricate stories to gain admiration or sympathy. Why do some people hide their failures? The need to appear perfect often stems from insecurity and a fragile ego. Some people believe that admitting to failure will make them look weak or unworthy. In reality, the opposite is true. True strength comes from being vulnerable and honest. The Stoics remind us that no one is immune to failure. Epictetus taught that the only way to grow is to acknowledge our imperfections and learn from them. Those who refuse to do so remain stagnant, trapped in a web of self-deception. How to identify authentic people. When listening to someone share their experiences, ask yourself, do they acknowledge both successes and failures? Are they honest about the challenges they've faced? Do they try to inspire others with genuine lessons, or do they seek admiration? Surround yourself with those who are authentic, people who embrace both their victories and their struggles. These are the individuals you can truly trust, learn from, and grow with. 10. Trust your intuition. It knows more than you think. Have you ever been around someone who seemed perfectly friendly on the surface, yet something about them just didn't sit right? Maybe their words were kind, but their tone was off. Perhaps they smiled, but their eyes lacked warmth. You couldn't quite explain it, but deep down, you felt uneasy. This is your intuition at work, a quiet but powerful guide that often picks up on things before your rational mind does. Why your gut feeling matters. While logic and reasoning are important, our instincts are shaped by years of subconscious observations. The human brain is constantly processing body language, vocal tone, micro-expressions, and subtle inconsistencies. Even if we don't consciously register these signals, they influence how we feel about someone. The Stoics, who emphasized rational thinking, also understood the importance of listening to one's inner self. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." In other words, our subconscious thoughts and experiences shape how we perceive the world. If your inner voice is warning you about someone, it may be noticing patterns that your conscious mind has yet to fully grasp. Signs that someone may be deceptive. Their words and actions don't align. They say they support you, but their behavior suggests otherwise. They avoid direct eye contact or have inconsistent facial expressions. Their expressions don't match their words. You feel drained or uneasy after interacting with them. A genuine connection leaves you feeling comfortable. A false one leaves you questioning. They shower you with compliments, but something feels rehearsed. Excessive flattery can be a tactic to lower your defenses. How to strengthen and trust your intuition? 1. Pause and reflect. Instead of dismissing your discomfort, take a moment to analyze where it's coming from. 2. Observe patterns over time. One-off moment could be nothing, but repeated inconsistencies are a red flag. 3. Don't ignore emotional signals. If someone consistently makes you feel uneasy, there's a reason. In life, Stoic wisdom teaches us to focus on what we can control. You may not be able to change someone's behavior, but you can control who you let into your life. If your intuition is warning you, don't silence it. Listen, observe, and act accordingly. As we grow older, we realize that peace of mind is one of the greatest treasures in life. The Stoics remind us that we cannot control how others think, feel, or act, but we can control our own responses. Instead of wasting energy on those who bring negativity, envy, or deception into our lives, we should focus on nurturing relationships that bring us joy and support. At this stage of life, it's important to prioritize emotional well-being. If someone consistently drains your energy, undermines your happiness, or makes you feel uneasy, it may be time to step back. This doesn't mean holding resentment. It simply means choosing to invest your time in relationships that truly matter. A kind word from an old friend, a genuine conversation with a loved one, or a moment of laughter with a grandchild, these are the connections worth cherishing. Stoicism teaches us that our inner peace is more valuable than external validation. We don't need to prove ourselves to anyone or seek approval from those who don't truly appreciate us. Instead, we should focus on what brings us fulfillment, whether it's spending time with family, enjoying a favorite hobby, or simply appreciating the present moment. Life is too precious to be clouded by insincerity. Choose authenticity, seek wisdom, and surround yourself with those who bring you peace. That is the true path to a content and meaningful life. If you found value in these lessons from Stoic philosophy, I invite you to join our growing community of thoughtful, wise individuals who seek peace, strength, and clarity in everyday life. By subscribing to this channel, you'll gain regular insights on how to navigate life's challenges with resilience, wisdom, and emotional balance. Hit the subscribe button to stay updated with new videos. Like this video if these lessons resonated with you. Share your thoughts in the comments. Have you encountered situations like these in your own life? How have you handled them? Your experiences can inspire and help others in this community. Share this video with friends and loved ones who might benefit from these insights. Together, we can continue to apply the principles of Stoicism, build stronger relationships, and cultivate a life of true fulfillment. Thank you for being here. I appreciate your time, your wisdom, and your presence in this community. See you in the next video.